Okay, so I had a question about trying to do these quadratics using the quadratic formula. So up here I've just stated the quadratic formula, and underneath here, this is the standard equation. So we've got the a value is the coefficient of the x squared, the b value is the coefficient of the x, and c is the value at the end, the constant. Please be aware that this is plus and plus, so you've got to make sure that you line it up correctly. And the mistake within these ones that have been highlighted is probably the b that you've been putting in wrong. Okay, so let's do question 4. So first of all, we can see that the a value is just equal to 1. Our b value is equal to minus 11. Now when I'm putting it in, I'm just going to put brackets everywhere I see a b, and then I will not go wrong. C is minus 60. So we get c equals minus 60. And that's our 3 values. Now it's a case of putting this into our formula. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace it. So everywhere I see letters, I'm just going to put brackets, plus minus the square root, open bracket, close bracket, squared, minus 4, open bracket, close bracket, open bracket, close bracket, because there's my a and my c, all over 2, open bracket, close bracket. Now this line you should always include in the exam because it's showing the marker that you know what to do, and then you're not made any calculator errors. So minus b, so we're going to put minus 11 in there, plus b squared, which is minus 11, take away 4 times by a, which is 1, times by c, which is minus 60, and multiplied by 2 times by 1, which is 2a. Now, the bit that brings up the mass error is normally this bit in this bracket in the square root. Okay, so I would always start off by doing this bit of the bracket first in my calculator. So without putting in the square root button, I'm now going to put in open bracket minus 11 close bracket squared. Now that's important because if you put in negative 11 squared in your calculator and press equals, it'll tell you that the answer is negative 121. Now that's not true because negative 11 squared is positive 121. So by using brackets, that gets rid of that error that could come out in the calculator. Take away 4 times by 1 times by open bracket minus 60 close bracket. If I put that in my calculator, I get 361. So my next line, if I can just find where my pen is, there it is there. Now, first of all, my minus 11, that's going to end up just being positive 11, plus the square root, let's just see what number that was, 361, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now that's plus minus. What we then have to do is put that in our calculator. So I'm going to use my fraction button, and I'm going to put 11 plus root 361, and on the bottom I'm going to put a 2, and I'm going to press equals, and that gives me an answer of 15. And then instead of putting it all in again, I'm just going to press my back button, and I can go back, scroll back the way until I get my plus, and change that to a takeaway. So instead it's now saying takeaway 361. Press equals and I get minus 4. Okay, so, and then that's my 2 answers for that one. Now I know this said y and this was x, that it just works just the same, and I think most people realize that, yeah, you could just use the quadratic formula, even if this is, because it's now telling you that you're trying to work out this value, so this might be as your z equals instead of your x equals, but it works out just the same. Let me just do one more example. So I'll do one that's got a coefficient. Let's just go for question 10. So question 10, again, write down what each value is. A is equal to 6, B is equal to minus 5, and that's probably the mistake that a lot of people are making if you're getting maths error, and C is equal to minus 21, and again, that's another possible mistake, is not putting in the minus one. Okay, so that's your A, B, and C. What I then need to do is just make sure that you put brackets wherever you see letters in the formula. I think it's a really good way of subbing numbers into a formula is just to use these brackets whenever you see the letters. So we've got minus, open bracket, close bracket, plus minus, the square root of open bracket, close bracket squared minus 4 open bracket, close bracket, open bracket, close bracket, all over 2 open bracket, close bracket. Now I just need to put in the numbers in the right place. So minus b, so it's a minus 5. And again, that minus minus will make it a plus, but don't bother trying to sort that out yet. Minus 5 squared, that gives me positive 25, but your calculator could give you the wrong answers. Just be careful with that. Using brackets in your calculator, it's just the way it appears here. We'll sort all that out. 4 times by a, so this time a is 6, and c is minus 21. Again, the bit that causes the most amount of error is the square root bit. So we're going to work out this bit first. Well, actually, let's just put minus minus 5, so I'm just going to change that to 5 plus or minus the square root. Oh, I forgot to put in my a value, so a was 6, so 2 times 6 is 12 on the bottom. So let me get the calculator. Open bracket, minus 5, close bracket, squared. Make sure that squared is outside the bracket. Take away 4 times by 6 times by open bracket minus 2 close bracket. It's not minus 2, is it? I knew I was going to do that. Minus 21 close bracket. Press equals and we get 529. So in here we've got 529. And now it's a case of picking up the calculator and doing 5 plus the square root of 529. I'm going to use my fraction button. Just put that in wrong, sorry. So push my fraction button, 5 plus root 529. Then on the bottom, the denominator, I'm going to put in 12. Put equals. Okay, this one I'm getting 2 1/3. Hopefully I've not made a mistake somewhere in there. Let me just try and quickly check. It might well be that it is a fraction. 4 times by a, which is 6. C is minus 21. That seems okay. Minus b is minus 5. Yeah, that seems all okay, I think. Hopefully just let me know if you think I have made a mistake. I've now deleted that, so 5 take away, let's just use a fraction, 5 take away root 529 all over 12, and that one gets me negative 1.5. Now, I can't remember if this was in one of these tasks where you had to search for answers, so that could be as a mixed fraction, so 2, 3, 6, 7, so it could be 7 over 3 as the answer as well. I'm not too sure, so hopefully that helps.